This is terrifying for Russia and Putin. Tesla and Elon Musk just revealed this drone. Welcome to TechnoUniverse. Let's get into the details of this news, shall we? The United States and Russia have historically been competitors in practically every aspect of research and technology. Occasionally, though, stuff gets a little crazy. No, you don't have to be concerned because there are no wars between the two countries. The atmosphere, on the other hand, is not serene. No one can deny the fact that Elon Musk is well known for his technological prowess. Russian officials have become increasingly envious of his success and are attempting to make things less interesting, prompting Musk to threaten the country in retaliation. Observing in astonishment as billionaires Jeff Bezos and Richard Branson launched into space in vehicles that they helped to fund, Russia's space commander expressed a wish that his country's billionaires would follow their lead. According to CNN, Dmitry Rogozin, the Director General of Roscosmos, stated in his first interview with Western media since taking over the organization's Director General that our rich choose to invest in yachts rather than spaceships. However, it is possible that the children of present Russian millionaires will be considerably wiser creatures. There is no doubt that Rogozin is extremely fascinated by the explosion in space tourism that is taking place in the United States, which is being driven by companies such as Branson's Virgin Galactic and Bezos' Blue Origin. When Elon Musk spoke to an audience at the Air Force Association's Air Warfare Symposium in 2020, he declared that the era of the fighter jet has passed. It's drones, he said emphatically. As was to be expected, the response from the defense community was divided. With titles like "Elon Musk was right," "The manned fighter jet era has almost passed," and "Sorry Elon, fighter pilots will fly and fight for a long time," opinion pieces offered insight into the breadth of arguments for and against Musk's startling assertion. These comments tended to presuppose that either manned fighter jets were on the verge of becoming obsolete or that they had not. However, as one earlier paradigm change in military technology showed, the complexity of military technology can produce a contradiction in which both positions may be equally right. This is why it is interesting to look at the transition from horses to tanks as an example. Ukraine is employing Elon Musk's Starlink technology to conduct drone strikes against Russian tanks. There is too little too late in the EU's Quad agreement on the COVID-19 vaccines. At the request of a top Kiev official, SpaceX founder Elon Musk enabled Starlink services in Ukraine shortly after the country's invasion by Russian forces. Apart from assisting Ukrainian civilians in gaining access to information, the service is also utilized by aerial reconnaissance units to monitor and coordinate the activities of unmanned aerial vehicles or UAVs. Due to Russia's intentions to target Ukrainian infrastructure, Starlink services are expected to become increasingly more vital in the next weeks and months. Ukraine's Vice Prime Minister Mikhailo Fedorov took to Twitter shortly after the Russian invasion began in late February to ask US billionaire Elon Musk to activate his Starlink satellites for use in the country. Musk responded immediately, writing on Twitter, "The Starlink service is currently operational in Ukraine. There are more terminals on the way." A large quantity of terminals and powerful batteries were delivered to Ukraine shortly after. Others quickly followed suit. Fedorov rushed to Twitter once more to show his gratitude, writing, "Starlink right here. Many thanks to @Elon Musk." Without any hidden messages, lengthy arguments, or governmental or parliamentary approvals, just a very public agreement between a politician whose country had been assaulted and a mysterious billionaire who then challenged the aggressor, Russian President Vladimir Putin, to a single combat. What appeared to be a public relations coup is now seen to be playing a vital role in Ukraine's national defense. Create a target acquisition is an example of a task. According to reports in the British media, Ukraine's army is using the Starlink system to launch drone attacks against Russian tanks and positions with great effectiveness. In an article published by The Telegraph, it was said that Starlink is of special military value in locations where infrastructure is lacking and there is no internet access. According to The Telegraph, the Aerial Reconnaissance Unit, Aero-Rozvedka, is employing Starlink to monitor and coordinate unmanned aerial vehicles, allowing soldiers to fire anti-tank weaponry with pinpoint accuracy when conducting reconnaissance missions. According to The Telegraph, only the system's high data speeds are capable of providing the stable communication required. The system, according to an officer with the Aero-Rozvedka unit, is as follows. We use Starlink equipment to connect the drone team with our artillery team, he explained to the Times of London. In the event that we utilize a drone with thermal vision at night, the drone must communicate with the artillery person via Starlink in order to establish target acquisition. According to the New York Times, the Aero-Rozvedka team conducts over 300 information-gathering missions per day. Following that, the newspaper reports that the attacks are carried out at night due to the fact that the drones, some of which are outfitted with infrared cameras, are nearly hard to spot in low light. There are numerous applications. Aiming to give internet access to underserved areas outside of urban areas, Starlink satellites are being launched. In the past, there have been discussions about the possibility of utilizing satellites to deliver information to individuals in areas where the internet is restricted. Few, however, could have predicted that it would be used in a European war zone where one of the aggressor's first moves upon launching an invasion was to attack and destroy power and internet supplies and infrastructure. Information is available to Ukrainians or has been restored to them. According to The Telegraph, Starlink is one of the most popular app downloads in Ukraine, allowing more than 100,000 people to stay informed about what is occurring in the battle and to stay in touch with the rest of the world through the use of a smartphone application. President Volodymyr Zelensky of Ukraine uses the Starlink satellite system to deliver remarks to the Ukrainian people as well as to national legislatures throughout the world. Apart from its military utility, Starlink has become critical to Ukraine's ability to gather international backing as well as to maintain the people's unbroken resistance to the Russian invasion. Target for Russia? It is almost clear that Russian efforts to target and destroy Ukraine's infrastructure, including power and internet, will make keeping a dependable connection even more vital in the coming weeks and months. The Russian military will be hunting for targets in the shape of Starlink reception dishes, which are not exactly well camouflaged as a result of this development. It is conceivable for the reception equipment to be geolocated while it is in operation, and this poses the greatest threat to the security of the facility. In early March, shortly after the first terminals were delivered, Musk sent out a tweet in which he stated, "Turn on Starlink only when it is needed and put antennas as far away from people as possible." Besides launching targeted strikes, Russian officials are also seeking to use jammers to block internet access from orbit, according to media sources. SpaceX, on the other hand, claims to already have a solution. In a tweet, Musk announced that a new software version has been released that reduces battery use while also having the capacity to bypass jamming broadcasts. The Kremlin considers Musk's support for Ukraine to be an act of hostility against the country. According to Dmitry Rogozin, the chairman of the Russian space agency Roscosmos, the operations of Starlink constitute interfering in international affairs. Musk warned in an interview with the state-funded Russian television network RT that when Russia executes its highest national interest on the territory of Ukraine, Elon Musk appears with his Starlink project, which was previously labeled completely civilian, according to the network. Typical of Musk, his response was succinct and to the point. As a result, he posted on Twitter, "Ukrainian civilian internet has been experiencing strange outages, probably due to bad weather. As a result, SpaceX is assisting in the restoration," he said. Thanks for watching this video. Make sure to hit like and subscribe to this channel for more interesting information.